Welcome back, everyone, to the road to the International 14 qualifiers. We are in the SCA region in the upper bracket round one. Our second draft here between InterActive Philippines and Kopite already underway after Kopite win in game one. I am Seek Strike. Winter, of course, here is joining us for that deep analysis and coverage. Winter, it's going to need to be a little bit of a turnaround as far as gameplay goes for InterActive Philippines in game two here if they want to make it a little bit more competitive, isn't it?
Yeah, they have to play more like a team, play more like a unit. They have to play as one, flow like water, The last game, it was like everywhere. They were like 5 stray dogs walking in 5 different directions. Everyone is just not on the same page, So this time They have to be a pack, They have to get together, hunt the enemy down, devise a strategy, and go, as a unit, So hopefully, Kimo is going to be able to come up. Well, I say that, because the draft doesn't really matter in the first game, They didn't lose because the draft sucked or they made a mistake in picking or not banning certain heroes. I think they had a draft that could definitely win the game. They just needed to execute the draft, So this time around, hopefully, Kimo got them into shape, After the last game, they lost pretty badly. He has to get them to focus on the right things in this game. Try to, play more as a team. And now we see the Conqueror being back into the fray, but for Kopite, they are opening their draft with the Conqueror. They banned out the AA this time, AA DP. So the only change was, I think I remember they banned DP and Undying. I can't remember the last one.
I'll see if I can try and pull it up here in the bot.
On IAP side, they're on the second pick. They ban out, so they have 4 bans. They ban out Bat, Shaman, TA, and Ember. Okay, this is like a pretty smart way of picking the morphing. You pick it at the end of the pick phase, so you go into the ban phase. Sometimes you do this to avoid the A, or because you can ban the A, but now since A is already banned, so you only need to ban out Doom. So I'm expecting IAP to remove Doom in the next phase, and morphing is going to have pretty much, I guess, not many direct counters left in the game. I can't think of anything else other than A and Doom. I mean, I'm sure I'm missing something.
Just to catch you up here, it was what is this? Medusa, Bat, Shaman, Silencer.
No, those are not like hard counters. Those are like maybe considered soft counters.
I was pointing out the first phase bans in the last game. Right? Yes. And then the TA, the Undying, and the DP and Naga were still the same. So largely still very similar bans. This time, again, like you said, with that Doom ban, we are letting through basically nothing too significant. Puck was taken out of the pool in the second phase, as was the Bristleback.
We could see some 18 pucks here this game. Feel like could be good. Shaman's banned, TA's banned. Feels like puck could be a good option on 18. And here is the bodyguard that's coming up for morphing. Not the most conventional one. I think the conventional ones are ET, Ogre, Undying, which is banned already. Naga is also another conventional one, but it's also banned. So they opt to go for the Witch Doctor, which is like not a hero you see in competitive Dota much. I mean, we've seen it during the OQs. I remember watching some of the games there was like Witch Doctor or CML playing it. Not from this team.
I think even Execration played it a little bit as well in their
CML played
run.
It was the place CML.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty good into Conquer, I would say. Those tanky heroes with the Maledict and with the new facet, so you do an extra burst right at the end with your Maledict. So that's pretty, I think, pretty nice for the team fights. And right now, Kopite going for the Darkseer combination against Morphing, Darkseer Tusk. Darkseer is also pretty, I think, decent in the game against Morphing. In the lane itself, it could be tricky, right? Because you're pushing the lane with Iron Shell, and Morphing has very high damage, so he can deny all the creeps, So you have to make sure you use it to pressure. You have to use the double Iron Shell to pressure the Morphing. If you are trying to just use it to last hit and push the lane in and drag creep waves, it might not end up so well, as the Darkseer, So I think the objective of this lane is to put or pile on more pressure on the Morphing, or at least try to kill the Morphing in the lane more than going for CS, And with Witch Doctor by his side, it's not going to be easy. With the heal, if he decides to go for the heal early, I like the build. we'll see what he decides to do. And they go for the Pango, which is also still a pretty solid hero. Flex between mid and off lane, so they're gonna keep their options open for IAP. Pango, and expect the other support to be shown here.
Maybe some
Moita still
again
in the
into
pool.
the
They want Moita again, and they go for Dark Willow, which is probably one of the strongest position for right now with the change to the innate, so you get more regen during your Shadow Realm. They went from 100 to 150, so it's pretty noticeable in the laning phase, you know. So you always want to trade and have your hero munch a tangle and then go into Shadow Realm, or use your stick during Shadow Realm, so you get a lot more. So that's the 18 part coming up. Very, very annoying, you know. It counters the Pango, so they kind of didn't really foresee this, you know. I thought it was quite a hero that they need to really worry about, because they only had one ban and they had to ban the Doom on IAP side to protect the Morphling. So Puck is definitely going to be the next thing in contention here. And right now, they don't really have very good heroes against the Puck, you know. I would say all the heroes are getting kind of countered by Puck. In a way, the Leash is good against the Pango, decent into the Morphling. You have the Silence also against the Morphling. They don't have good ways of catching, like no hacks, no instant stuns, no silence, nothing, you know. So
yeah, and this Puck is a hero that can threaten these backliners too, right? Like
they
Witch Doctor Willow.
I feel like they have to pick a hero that can buy Orchid or something to force the Puck to get you, so the timing of Puck is not so scary, you know. I mean, we'll see what IAP decides to do, and for now, Kopite, they have to decide what is their final support, their position 5, last pick position 5, so what supports are still remaining in the pool. So they man Oracle, Silencers, so there's still the Warlock. Warlock feels pretty good here to facilitate the team fight. You have Vacuum, Golem, so there's Warlock or Disruptor, or if they want to play a fast-paced game, CM can be good for the pacing of the game, because their heroes are very, very good with the CM aura, and they kind of lack like a little bit of small little stun and catch, right? So CM gives you that, and the CM Glacier Guard facet is good into like the Pango, so you have the physical damage barrier.
Right.
Yeah, to block.
I was thinking of Phoenix, damage. But I think you're right. You need some lockdown on this pick.
Yeah, so those are, I think, 3 good solutions here. Oh, they go for a totally different one, a Grim Stroke, which is kind of a good counter to the Pango with the Leash. Right. But I don't see them having like any crazy combinations with the
Double X mark, brother.
Sure thing, bro. Sure. Oh, buy a Dagon, right? On your Puck.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's not like a hero that came up on top of my mind. The Silence is great into Pango, into Morphling, and then you have the Axe, which is going to be good at copying the Morphling later in the game, if you can actually get there. But I would have still prefer the other heroes. I think this is like a greedier build, you know. I mean, it's nice, you know, conceptually with the Darks here. You have Iron Shell, you have the Soul, and not Soul, by the Inkswell. You put it on your Konka, you put it on your Tusk. But now we have the Night Stalker coming up, which is like a silence. So I was saying that they needed a hero to build Orchid, but Night Stalker, you have inbuilt silence, so you don't need to build Orchid to deal with the Puck. And it's very good against the Grim Stroke. It's very good against the Tusk as well. All these backliner that need to cast their important spells. So I think I kind of like this overall last pick for them. This gives them a way to deal with the Puck and everything else that Team Kopite has. So it gives them a way to win the fights for sure. In the first 4 heroes, I would say that Kopite, they had the lead, you know, but after the last pick, I kind of feel like IAP sort of pulled things back, you know.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the 24 pick, right? And
they found a gotcha pick, you know. That's what we always like to say.
You know, it's like, don't worry, guys. I got it. This is the pick, and we'll see if it gets them through it. I like it. I like this Grimstroke a lot too, honestly, for Bombi. It's not quite the high impact Ancient Apparition he had last time.
It's kind of like also a crazy support hero which could do a lot, you know. I would say that it's like in a similar category as A, where you can do a lot in a game, but he's not as reliable as an A, because A is like, it's not too complicated, right? Your teammate sets up your cold feet, sets up your ice vortex, and then you land your spells, right? But as Grimstroke, you need to find a way to land your spells on your own, you know? You need to get a good soulbind, you're primarily targeting the Pango, you're trying to leash him, and then you have to try to your silence on top of the Morphling, you know, so you can burst him. And there are a lot of things that you can go for, you know, in terms of items on the hero. So you need a lot of farm, you know. You want lands, you want hacks, you want your axe. So yeah, I mean, it's just a more complicated hero. It's not really exactly just like an A, you know, even though you're in the same category of hero.
Agreed. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get across. As we get into game number 2, I thought maybe there was a world where we don't see Instigate, but it is going to be the Instigate
the
facet.
other facet's kind of nice, you know. Sometimes I think in some games it can be good, but yeah, most of the time you see Instigate having the manual detonation, so you can control when he goes off. Oh, wait a minute. Someone's getting
Perfect ice shard. V. That's Fiend in trouble. Good action on that Bramble Maze, though. They're trying to just tank this, and it's not going to work out. ECMG will fall for first blood to Jed Baby. Anya quickly turning. It's a 2-for-1, but it'll be a 3-for-1 at the end of the day.
And that didn't actually look that good in the start, you know. I mean, he got the shot blocked, but they don't have any follow-up, right? Because they shot and then they don't have ink, so he went for the stroke of wave. I think he wasn't in range or something. I forgot where he was standing, but they couldn't, you know, catch the hero, you know, the shot block, and then the Night Stalker just kind of walked out of the shot, you know. Yeah, that is a disaster for Team Kopite. Just what IFE needed, you know, to start the game off. After what happened in the first game. Yeah.
It's going to be, a solid net worth lead. I was about to say here for this Morphling to start off. Those extra stats coming to him in lane will only make this kind of, you know, you talked about in the draft, right? This Ion Shell versus the high base damage of Morph. It'll get him off to a better start here, that's for sure.
So, Dark Wheel got 2 kills, so he has chosen to go for, he has a null, and he's going to start the lane with a null, so this is going to be a significant advantage for the Night Stalker's lane.
Up here, by the way. We're smoked, but he's going to TP out. Okay. Yeah, I guess while the Morph didn't really need any support down bottom for the first wave, he'll be back bottom now.
Yeah, Morphling is not a carry you want to leave alone for too long, you know. He's like a baby that needs a lot of attention, especially at level 1.
Oh, and this Willow, even with that first blood bonus money, Bombi still has vision and gets an uphill miss. I like that though, just consuming the Fairy Fire anyway. Of course, this innate, right? Anytime that a Grimstroke deals damage to you, he still gets vision for 4 seconds, so that's why he could uphill attack there. I think a lot of people forget about this.
Yeah, I really like the design of some of the heroes, like Innates and Facets. It just makes the team really stand out, you know. I think Grimstroke is definitely one of them.
I agree.
It might not be the best Innate, but it stands out.
Some of them, though, you know, some of them need a little bit of work, but there are some fantastic ones. I absolutely agree with you. I actually quite like this.
Spirit has a sad one, right? Because it's just basically
that's what I was getting at here. But let's just move on so I don't start ranting, shall we? Because there's still plenty of action in the lanes, and I think one of the more better innates actually. Even though I still quite like the old one here for Darkseer, I love Aggrandize as well. I love seeing pros really play on the edge around their level spikes, you know, or around their level ups, and utilizing that bonus regen. Really fun.
Yeah, I mean that's what brought Darkseer back into the spotlight, right? The change to the innate, so you are actually a much better laner. You get a lot of resource back, and yeah, you're able to pressure the opponents a lot better. You know, you see here in terms of CS, like I mentioned, Morphling doesn't really worry about the Darkseer. If the Darkseer is not, you know, finding openings to pressure him, if you're just last hitting, Morphling is gonna do really well in this lane. You see him having 13 and 1 last hit, 13 last hits and 1 deny now, so he's doing pretty well, you know. Darkseer not too far behind, just 1 CS behind. Yeah. But the purpose of this lane is to try to, you know, at least pressure or even kill, you know, the Morphling, you know.
Agreed. Especially at level 3, right? I mean, I think Darkseer, you have to give him a little bit of time. He's almost, actually, he's going to get it, I believe, with this creep. So we'll see how he can get going. But overall, actually, across all 3 lanes, it's looking fairly even at the moment.
But also the fact that the Morphling has a Witch Doctor. I think Witch Doctor is one of the better heroes to deal with this sort of pressure. You know, double melee, your cast is going to, you know, bounce a lot. So it's not going to be easy for them.
Trying to TP away. Oh, very nice torrent.
Yeah, but that's still like a pretty big win, you know. The Grimstroke is going to be... You know, sometimes I just rather die, you know, because if I TP out of the lane, I have to make like a long way towards back to the lane, the long walk, and then my carry can't farm. That's how I feel like sometimes it's probably just better to die and just TP back to the lane, you know. Like if so I guess if the Kanka is able to just farm and last hit, still it'll be fine. But if you're laning say with a Drow, which kind of always needs people to babysit him, then it could be an issue, you know. Maybe Kanka will be okay here in this case, you know. He's gonna just go back, pull the wave, and he should be fine until the Grimstroke returns to the lane.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Carlo on the toss, he's gonna do some stacking and some leading.
Yeah. Pretty good damage on the Anya, but again, just a tough catch here. Comes back in a Bombi. Yeah, no way out of that one. Snowball, Yona, he's used actually all of his skills here, so if they can just get on top of him, it ought to be a kill. And with the tag team slow, it is guaranteed. So a step too far there for IAP's mid. Cost him.
Yeah, very costly there. Going down. It was also quite surprising that he actually went for the Thunderbolt. You know, I was kind of expecting the double jump, because whenever you're playing into counters, right, Puck or Grimstroke, you kind of want to have more survivability rather than a faster roll, because you're going to be controlled at least by the soulbind, you know, doing roll. So quite surprising that he actually opted to go for the Thunderbolt instead of the double jump, but we'll see how it plays out. Maybe he's going to itemize differently. We'll just have to wait.
One on the Malada.
Yeah, that almost ended up in a kill on the Darkseer here. But nighttime is ending, so Night Stalker is going to be Daywalker, and he's going to get punished here. Bombi's posturing aggressively. He's getting ready to initiate.
Yeah, sending any second now, so they're going to kick things off with that X into the Torrents. There's going to be the Inkswell. Ooh, but Chucky still actually catches him. Did run straight into that Bramble. Either way, so a solid bit of harass here. Onto Fiend, V, the Night Stalker.
Yeah, I mean, meanwhile, Morphling is also pretty happy. He's getting free farm, and Darkseid is back towards his... this is where the offlaners go nowadays. In between the Wisdom Shrine and just farming the two camps. You push out your lane, you go and stack, or you just farm the two camps. You know, this is just what most of the offlaners are doing. That's why you see all this farming, jungling heroes a lot.
Oh, first Stream Coil up in that top lane with the Inkswell right on top. No running here for the Night Stalker, who's going to try and cut a wave.
Yeah,
Will be punished for that crime.
Not too bad. That's space for the other heroes.
Mid lane. There's our first Rolling Thunder with that Thunder Roll. Maledict on top. Carlo does actually do a great job at avoiding a lot of damage here. Snowball back here onto the Pangolier. Carlo, he's going to be just fine actually with that regen rune running.
Yes, he's going to be alive. He's going to be fine. And the Wisdom Shrines are going to pop out soon. So it's probably going to be one apiece since Roll is down and Coil is down. So I don't think any of the mid laners want to participate in any fight or in any action. So probably going to be a peaceful trade between the two teams for the shrines.
Well, you say that, but Bombi's he's got lines drawn on the map. Second here.
But he's drawing. It's a Puck. Isn't it Puck drawing the line there?
No, Bombi's green. I think it was green.
So here we go. Alright, you're right. Here comes the fight. No ultis, but we fight anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Coil in 15, with 10 seconds left. We're not even really that close to the dark here. Yeah, it is a Daywalker. Decent silence here on the Anya, but even better spellcasting. The Witch Doctor rotating on through. This Cats can do a lot of work, and it is. Oh, but better start there. Anya, he's going to actually pop to this Maledict here, as the Coil does hold him back only for a moment. Trying to get on top of this Pango underneath the tower, pulled back by the X. Snowball committed. He's got a lot of armor under this tower now, but Chucky, he will die for that final last hit. Triple kill here for the Conqueror.
Yeah, they made the right read there. And Sheila trying to get a rebuttal on the Dark Below. Suggy Baby gets the cuss. Gonna die for it though.
Yeah, he will.
But it was the right read for Kopite, because it was a Daywalker, like you mentioned. He's level 5, so even though it was a 4v4, but you are technically one hero down, right? Because Night Stalker doesn't do anything.
Yeah. I mean, he's got 3 points in the Hunter and the Knight. He literally is a Daywalker. He's not doing much. Not quite there to swallow. Who ended up with that wisdom?
A good thing. Like in vampire movies, when you say Daywalker, it means that the vampire is not afraid of sun, you know. But in Dota, it's like when we say Daywalker, it means that Night Stalker is useless. He's not going to be fast.
You're more up to date on the vampire lore than I am. I eat too much garlic, so I never really find out anything about vampires.
Oh, no. Here we go again. Round 2. No Wisdom Shrine, but Daywalker kill again.
3 seconds on that ultimate on the coil. Yeah, dropped perfectly. They're going to jump on forward. Quick little silence. Good body blocks. He's still going to get under that tower, but now he's silenced by the Phantom's Embrace and taken down by that Inkswell explosion. 1-1-3 build here for Bombi. Really nice move to continue punching.
Yeah, when is the Night Stalker going to be level 6, you know, at this point, you know? Back-to-back deaths, you know, this is looking really bad. You know, they're gonna lose their offlane tower at 8 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, this is disastrous. But on the bright side, you could always say, hey, my Morphling's free farming. You know, Morphling is the strongest hero in this game, so let's just sit back, relax, and enjoy the Waterboy show.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. They can try and play around the strength of this Pango as well, right? They're smoked up.
Yeah, but at the same time, Richie, you have to be wondering, how is the game going to look like if Grimstroke somehow finds a way to get Aghanims right and they are going to get their own Water Boy?
Yeah, especially if Bombi's able to kind of neutralize the threat of this Pango with the ulti. So far, there is no ulti, so this Rolling Thunder down bottom is going to do a lot of good work here onto the Darkseer, but he's actually quite tanky with this Vanguard Winter. The Rum buff now connecting as well as that Wall of Replica is dropped. They did spawn illusions of everyone. Yona on the run now, caught by the two-man coil. They've caught this Witch Doctor as well. It's a thing of beauty, but oh, it's so good, actually. Great spell casting. I thought the Ice Shards were going to get in the way there, but it was just the perfect blocking shards. And
yeah, I mean,
a big rotation, but it works out so well.
Yeah, once again, we are seeing how Kopite moving as a team much better than IAP. You know, I mean, there was kind of like a poke from IAP to kind of force some TPs. So when you're making this kind of play, you don't want to lose too many heroes, or if any at all. You know, you're trying to just soft commit, poke, and make the enemy react. But they kind of went a little bit too far, and they lost 2 heroes to the call, which is kind of like not the objective of that, right? They wanted to force them to TP and run away, but they couldn't get out to make space for Morphling. So that was a price to pay, a heavy price to pay. And now in Kopite, they are in, I would say, like a pretty good lead, you know, at 10 minutes, having 3k. So they're feeling good.
Top lane Chucky, just with the X mark. Messed up the timing there a little bit, but he does have Carlo rotating through. Snowball is actually going to connect here, and with the tag team, Chucky still has the kill easily.
I mean, he's already pretty close to his Radiance, more than halfway there already. So this is going to be a very early Radiance for Chucky. And this is going to be hard, you know. Morphling, sure, he's fat, he's farmed. But can he do it alone? I doubt that, you know. He needs some backup, you know, from his other teammates.
Oh, and life's just looking difficult as well here for the Pango, right? He's getting bullied. But he really needs to get this Diffusal online. He's gone for the tough Spark of Courage, so you know, just doing as much damage as he can here realistically. Here we go. This could be promising. First Dark Ascension is going to be popped. Decent, no, unlucky bounces, generally speaking, but the damage with the Maledict, yeah, it's still going to be way too much. No chance for a Snowball save. However, the Darkseer counter-initiating. Out comes finally the Soulbind onto 2 with the punch. Only on the Pango. Leer into the coil, but the Terrorize scaring them off. Snowball coming back on in there as Jed Baby's morphed himself into the Tusk. Waveforms forward, tries for this kill now onto the Darkseer, but he's going to be, yeah, he's still going to drop actually. Now it's Bombi who stands alone in this fight as the Daywalker turned Night Stalker able to turn this game around, Winter.
Yeah, they started off with a really good catch on the Conquer with the Maledict plus Death Ward. He killed him, I think, pretty much full to 0. He didn't get any spells off. And the fight was pretty straightforward. After that, Night Stalker comes in with the Dark Ascension. Just give his team the vision to kill the rest of the heroes, right? Just well played, you know. Finally, a good move by IAP, just putting together the right rotations to get that kill initially on the Conquer, and everything else just fell into place, you know.
Is that kind of how you need to start fights if you're IAP?
I mean, if you can shoot the enemy carry, you know, from the start.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, but in this lineup, right? Because there are some lineups where it's like if it's a Sven 12 minutes in, you don't really care about killing him first because he's not doing all that much, right? As long as you're not getting wombo combo.
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely going to be some exceptions, but I think in general, if you can kill the enemy carry before the fight starts, it's always going to be good for you, you know. Obviously, the exceptions are going to be like heroes like, oh, Brave King, right? You don't want to touch him first, you know, because he has 2 lives, you know. There are going to be some heroes that you can't do that.
It's just like talking about like the control, the tankiness out of this ghost ship, the eventual Radiance, which is going to be online now for Chucky, right? Like he is especially target number 1.
And it's also the fact that you mentioned the Radiance, right? If you can kill a hero farming Radiance before he gets the Radiance, it's always going to be like a big deal. Slowing the Radiance by 1 minute 30 seconds, it's always going to matter a lot in the game. But now he finally has it. It's still a pretty good timing, you know, 40 minutes Radiance. He is fat, you know.
Speaking of another time in here, this is going to be a fight. Well, Dark Ascension's actually ready to go, but as is this Diffusal Blade ready for the Pangolier.
I mean, I don't know if I like the Halberd so much, you know, on Darkseid. You know, he actually went for a Halberd after the Vanguard. So he didn't like rush the aura items quickly like the Mech fight.
Mech's in the quick fight now.
Mech and Pipe. Mech is pretty good here. I mean, Mech is always good against like the Maledict, so you can block off some of the damage. Coming in now with the Thunderbolt.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Control was pretty perfect. And they actually caught him right as soon as he surged. Soulbind is going to come through, does latch him onto the Witch Doctor, but Soulbind brought him back actually thanks to the X marks the spot. Check out that backline dive though, out from the Willow and the Night Stalker. That's a Grim Choke down for the count. Puck not really finding too much here. In fact, he's going to be terrorized, maledicted, and finished off. Jet Baby jumping on in. Chucky, he's been located in the trees. There's no hiding from the Night Stalker. And despite the Radiance burn and Captain Coco's run, he shall fall. A 3-for-none trade here in favor of IAP. Some phenomenal fights with these Dark Ascensions, Winter.
Yeah, they were able to also find the Dream Stroke right away. I think that was also like a key thing. We've been talking about this in the first game with the A. I think Dream Stroke again once more falls into the same category. You have to kill the Dream Stroke first. And it was also the fact that he kind of exposed himself, right? Because he was trying to soulbind the Rolling Thunder from the Pango. And then I didn't feel like he needed to do it, you know, because the Rolling Thunder didn't look threatening. I think they were his teammates, they were already dodging it enough that he actually didn't have to expose himself, you know, to do it. Because once he did that, then they saw him and the Night Stalker just popped ulti and just went in for the kill. So I think that was the main reason why they lost that team fight, you know. So he has to be more careful with his positioning in the next fight, because if he dies so early in the fight, it's going to be very difficult, you know, for his team. And we were also mentioning about the build on the Darkseid where he went Halberd first.
Yes.
I feel like his timings this game is going to be on the Crimson. The Pipe maybe not so much, you know, because the main magic damage is just like the Weaver. So I think the Crimson is going to help with the Night Stalker, with the morphing, but because he decided to go for Halberd, so I don't know if he's still going to go back for that later, you know. So we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah. I didn't really like the Halberd as much, you know. It's only going to help mostly if you can use it against the morphing when he's going on your teammates, or the Night Stalker when he's coming in, you know. But even then, I feel like if you use it on the Night Stalker's job in the team fight is not so much about right-clicking, but it's more about just coming in with the Dark Ascension and giving the vision so the morphing can find the right targets to kill. Yeah, and the silence as well, you know, for the puck, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I see the rationale. Like the early pipe, like you say, it's not super value. It's like Maledict and like a little bit of damage elsewhere. That's about it. But yeah, maybe Mech first, you know, just giving the bonus heals. I get what you mean. I like the Vanguard for the lane though, honestly. Maybe he just felt pressure to convert it.
I kind of expected the Vanguard into Crimson, but the Halberd is like, I'm not really sure if it's going to do a whole lot here. But whereas for Team IAP, Morphling has Manta, and that's already done, so he's very, very strong right now. It's very difficult to kill him. And if you are Popeye and you're looking at this Morphling, you're going to have to be considering, okay, he is going to be very strong, we have to accept it, and we have to be already planning for the long run, right? We need to somehow figure out how to get Agadins on our Grimstroke to be able to deal with the Morphling. And this is no longer a game we can just snowball and run them over, you know. It's going to be like a long grind. We have to slowly pick our fights. We have to be more patient. And yeah, it's a test for the team, you know, whether they can actually find a way to win when things don't go their way.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. For IAP, like their items are continuing to march in. Hold that thought. Actually, it's going to be a boat top. They're trying to force the Dark Ascension here. Can they kill him off with the Mage Slayer? Even wow, they've got him dead to rights. A pretty big kill there. He's almost 500 gold alone to Chucky.
That was like a little bit like right on the edge of the area. I thought the boat was gonna miss, but they still
he had it
landed at the edge.
calculated.
Yeah, calculated. You know? So that's finally an end to the reign of the Night Stalker or the Daywalker. You know, the best time to kill him during the day, but not according to some vampire rules. You know, when you call people Daywalker, it means they are very strong.
I guess, yeah. I don't.
Yeah, because they can walk in the sun.
Oh, what are you watching a lot of Vampire Diaries? Is it? I don't really.
No.
I don't really know much about this. Twilight? You a big Twilight guy?
I'm more of an underworld guy, you know.
Oh, yeah. See, I don't know that one. I don't know.
Yeah,
that
Twilight
one.
is more about more like my wife's type of movie, you know, but not my.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know. Maybe you really enjoyed, you know, the acting or something, whatever else is in that, the sparkly vampires. But alongside the Daywalker, right, there are more items coming online, specifically like Yana. He's not got the shield. When he was itching for a fight, they won't find one, so maybe they'll just be able to force this around Roshan. But he's got this Blink Dagger, right, and that might make a difference in terms of him being able to reach the Grimstroke first, just that extra mobility, that extra catch. I like the item a lot here.
Yeah, whereas for Kopite, they have to farm BKB on Kanka. They need I mean, I don't know the dagger on Puck or the mech. Okay, the mech's already ready. I don't even know if all those other items would matter as much as like the BKB on Konka or even the axe, you know, on Greenfield. Greenfield has gotten a dagger first, so he has a way to initiate the team fights, find better angles to start. But I'm not really that sold, you know. Maybe with the BKB done. Did he just? Yeah, he just bought it. Okay, this is like I think the biggest item they can hope for at this point. So
BKB's
they're
done.
gonna try to look for a fight.
Mech on Darkseer is ready. He's turned into the bottle for Yona. Roshan, he is going to start migrating over to this top lane. There is a Dark Ascension, so they're going to try and force it down on the B. Boat is out. That AoE silence is pretty good, but they're losing it. They need some support, but Chucky with the BKB able to fight through the Rolling Thunder now. As they did drop that Soulbind, Bombi stuck onto the high ground now. He is going to go down, but in exchange for the Night Stalker, especially with the Dark Ascension pop, that is still a fairly good trade.
Yeah, that's a good trade for sure. Support for core. That's a pretty long cooldown.
For
the Dark Ascension.
Force this fight. Ooh, Torrent's catching two. Anya jumping on in. Doesn't have that coil anymore though. Terrorize. Onto two. The jump on in now with the Bedlam active. It's just not enough damage onto Carlo. He gets off the snowball. Turns with the Warless Punch. No. They're going to actually get that one onto Jed Baby, who is really tanky here actually. He's not an easy kill at all. So it's a slightly better trade, but it's not really the opening that I think IAP were looking for to convert into Roshan.
Yeah, they needed a bigger kill for that to happen. I mean, still, I think overall a pretty good result for them. Because you have Morphin, you have the strongest hero in the game. He's not dying, you're getting kills, game goes on, Morphin is still farming. I think overall you consider that a win, you know, for your side, you know, for the IAP team. And whereas for Team Kopite, they are the ones that tried to fight, right, with the BKB timing on the Konka. They wanted to get a key kill. They killed the Night Stalker, but they weren't able to turn that into a big advantage. You know? Now they find the Night Stalker again. Poor guy.
Poor guy. He's a Night Walker, but you know, didn't really get anything off. They won't blink, no chance to do much else, and down he goes. In the meantime, it's space, right? IAP, they will go ahead and take Tormy down bottom. Who ended up with the shard? Was it Willow? It was the Willow. It's pretty good, actually. I like Willow shard. Makes this hero super annoying.
Yeah, I actually like it even more if you have the other facet, where you do damage, bonus damage on top of your Curse Crown. He has the throwing shade this time, which is also quite popular. So you do a lot of damage. You do more damage when you're near the enemy heroes with your Shadow Realm. But yeah, still an easy kill for the Park here. He was able to finish his seals, so he's gonna have a way to get out of that next time.
Yeah, the Switch Doctor also finishing off the mechanism, just like taking a quick peek at support items. He still does not have that
Gree. didn't use it yet.
He didn't use the Grieger. Yeah, he's up to 612. So he's
Grieger.
investing in his future. Top lane. Hold on, real quick. Jet baby. X mark. Oh, couldn't Manta dodge the boat, but still will be able to escape. Oh, this is a beautiful little thunder on the 3 heroes. Chucky does manage to get off that BKB, and the Puck joining this fight, trying to force Morphling away. Thunder Roll has finally ended as the second torrent fight is pretty good, but Chucky chunked out by that Maledict. Down he goes. DCMG able to live through this fight. The snowball's going to be onto this Morphling. They're really trying to take him down, but he's able to reset. And all this space in the fight means that V is just running down these heroes with the Dark Ascension activated. It'll be 4 dead. Nobody dead on the side of IAP. These are the fights they need to try and take this series to a game 3.
Yeah, just again, you know, they tried to all in the Morphling, but couldn't really. They're kind of close, I guess, but not exactly that close. I mean, I think he got the pipe during mid-fight, something like that. Then he was able to push himself out, and yeah, there's no way they kill him. I mean, once you're all in the Morphling, that's it, you know. His teammates come in with a Dark Ascension. You don't kill him, that's it. Fight's over.
Great rolling thunder here as we'll take a look at the replay. Look real close.
Yeah, I guess it was the Witch Doctor, right? With the cast that saved him, and then the heals, barely keeping him alive there.
Yeah, the heals. Everything
he
really
got the
coming
pike,
through.
and then he didn't die. Yeah, I mean, waveform on to 3 heroes, got some lifesteal back, and then yeah, he turned into the Puck, which was also nice, so he could John out. And then yeah, just surviving everything, you know.
That pike mid-fight, you can see, highlighted.
They don't have any vessel or anything to lock down the Morphling, so you can't really kill him. And now
On the Bombi,
Another kill on
this
Bombi.
time the Soulbind comes out. I don't think it's changing much here. Full Ag Scepter now on the Gon of the mid Pangolier with the amplified damage rune makes very quick work of that Walrus.
Yeah, I mean, you see, this is the reason why I said that the Grim is going to be unreliable, right? Even though he has like a potential to do a lot this game with the leash and with his other spells, but it's also very hard to execute at times, you know, when the enemy can find you, can see you. Like the other heroes that I suggested, you know, the Disruptor or the Warlock, they are more stable. I think Warlock is probably the most stable one within the lineup, where in the team fights you get Vacuum, Fatal Bonds, and it's easy to execute. You know, with it's kind of, if you don't get your spells right, then you're gonna do very little in the team fights. And
some 2 initiations. Yeah, the Puck making use of that ward. He's going to save the Darks here from the Terrorize. That's going to be coiled for Terrorize. They're going to poke at this Morphin, who still has Aegis, by the way. Good damage, actually. And they do burst him. Oh my god. That was fast. Really cool. Scepter is going to be able to get Puck repositioned in this fight. With the boat and Torrent incoming. Witch Doctor in the middle of the fray. Quickly taken down, though, mid-Death Ward. Chucky activates the BKB.
Definitely a misplay. I don't think he meant to actually do that.
I think so too, but careful here as the chase may have gone too far. The X mark actually got Fiend, away from the Puck. So Gon able to get the Blink on out, but in goes Yona a second time. Soulbind on the 2. They cut the Morphling onto oh my goodness. Yeah, the double stun is good. The waveform through this fight. Jet Baby still alive. Can they take him down a second time becomes the question. I'm not so sure without the ulti. Without the Darks here. Another jump in though from this Puck. A Hurricane Pike to get out of those shards. It's going to be just a bit too tanky, but it's a Day Walker now here. Or our Night Stalker. Kopite not eager to continue this fight though. I mean, not half bad. They do lose 2 heroes in exchange for only the Witch Doctor and Aegis, but they defend the tier 2. Not bad.
You don't really kill the Morphling, so I think that's what they wanted the most, you know, on Kopite. I mean, I feel like late game there's very little tools, you know, to deal with the Morphling. I mean, looking at the trajectory of the game, I kind of feel like even if the Grimstroke somehow finds his axe, it's going to be very, very late, you know. And he doesn't have like the greedy enchantment on his neutral items, you know. I think that's another way of usually the Grimstrokes getting the axe. You have the GPM enchantment, but he doesn't have it, you know. So it's gonna be a long road, you know, for him to get his axe.
It is. Yeah,
I don't feel like he has any leeway to get even a Ghost Scepter to defend himself. And I think he just needs to get the axe. You know, that's the only way to win the late game team fights.
Agreed. I was gonna say, like, I think especially with this build, obviously you got to max your Inkswell, and then you kind of want to get 3 points in Phantom's Embrace for that extra attacks to destroy.
I mean, you also kind of want to have 3 points in the stroke to clear out the wave, right? Because you
exactly
3 points you can last hit the range.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's tough, you know. He definitely didn't expect the game to go this way for him. That's why he is struggling. I mean,
check the
of
smoke
course, you
break
can
out.
still get
Nice.
the morphing illusions with the wall.
Really good positioning there for the Willow. But the smoke, sorry. Oh, come on. Dark Ascension. We get found here. It's Chucky. Chucky TPing out with the Maledict applied. He'll be nice and fine. He actually TP'd to the tower, so he's going to be
nice
chunked by this Maledict.
He tried to X-Fact him back on the morphling.
Oh, he almost died. Chucky almost died.
What? He didn't TP back to base?
He didn't TP back base. I said he TP tier 2, and that Maledict, again, it's going to persist through debuff immunity. So that was a dangerous thing for him.
Thought he wouldn't die and he could still go back and farm.
Yeah, that was brutal. I mean, the realm is what saves him, but cheeky play from him there, to be sure.
Yeah, realm is very good against Maledict. The delayed damage stops you from dying.
Seriously. Still, though, that was far too close for comfort for him. Even still, he's not going to go home. Look to press the advantage, look to take down this tier 1 tower, and I think this one will go uncontested by IAP, who are still in a pretty healthy position in this game, right? Just under 30 minutes in, they have a 9k net worth lead. They are down 0-1 in the series. That's not reflected here in the scoreboard, but they did lose game 1. So they're a bit on the ropes here in this upper bracket match.
Do or die, Richie. They have to go forward.
Yeah. Do or lower bracket,
happen.
I guess. But do or die sounds more dramatic. I like it.
Okay, fine, Richie. They have to win this game to force a tie break.
Yes.
Force a third game.
Or it's a BO1. And then, you know what we always get in game 3 of a BO1? Cheese.
We get a bloodbath. No?
We get cheese.
Cheese? We get cheese? What type? Blue
Sometimes.
cheese?
Well, more like Huskar cheese. I don't think it tastes as good. Too spicy.
I kind of like to enjoy some grana padano. You know, if that happens. Maybe see a cheese on game 3.
That's too bougie for me. Too bougie for me. 6 blink daggers in this game, by the way. Butterfly completed for Jet Baby. That's his newest item.
Yeah. Good luck killing him.
Nice. Okay. I mean, look, it makes
well, I guess
future...
you can make the argument. Okay, he didn't go BKB. There's still hope. You know, we can lock him down with our silent stun bolt. You know. I mean, in theory, there's still a way to kill him because he doesn't have shard on the morphing. They can control him with stuns. Like you need to somehow land your Inkswell stun with the Torrent bolt somehow. It's not gonna be easy, but the most reliable way, I think, you start with the task, you punch, and then you land on all your other stuns, and then you kill him from full to 0. So Color has to be on point with his jumps if they want to kill more.
Does that mean that they basically just have to find Morph to start these fights? Like that's the only fight win condition you see for Kopite here?
Yeah, if they don't kill Morph, I feel like there's no way they win the team fight.
Yeah, I mean, look, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. I guess it just feels difficult when you look at the counter initiation, right? Like a Witch Doctor, some Night Stalker with Giving Vision, with a Rolling Thunder. But I get it. You're right. They've got to kill him. They've got to kill him.
Yeah, but how? That is the question. Yeah.
I mean, and they don't even have that much more of a time in here of a window, right?
Yeah,
you said, oh no, BKB. Well, that's gonna change pretty soon.
Yep, you sell the recipe, you get some gold back. He's not too far. Actually, you sell your wand, not recipe.
A wand.
My bad.
Yes. I was like, recipe.
If you sell your recipe, good luck.
What is he? Is he chop shopping? Is wrong gyro? You know.
Yeah, I wonder, can you do it on morphing? Yeah, you just copy the gyro and you get his in it, and then you do it.
That'd be pretty cool, honestly. Could you imagine? It was like when Morphlings were copying Alk and getting seed money.
Oh yeah. Infinite go, right?
Dude, he's just sieging. He's ringing the doorbell.
No shot.
No BKB, no shard. Maybe this is an opportunity. The wall of replica illusion doing a bit of damage. He has worked in the strength. He's going to be silenced. Boat's coming in. Just relying on his tankiness. And that butterfly. The soul bite is perfect. The torrent. And down goes the Morphling. Oh, that was pure greed. X marks the spot. Have they actually caught this Pango? No, not quite. Does manage
And he
to
was so
evade
close to
that.
BKB, and now he has to farm another 600 gold, and he fed a bunch
that
of
was
gold and
crazy.
XP back.
No Aegis. And right before Roche respawns,
No
it's so
Aegis,
reckless.
no shot. That was a reckless play. That was a throw. There's nothing. There's no way you can sugarcoat that. That was just a throw. You know? That was a bad mistake.
Yeah.
That was arrogance, you know. There's no way to kill me, guys. There's no way, you know. And then your Pango rolls in, and then he keeps quiet, you know. And then probably shouldn't have rolled in, you know, because now he's gonna blame me for soul binding him.
Yeah, it's the guys, help me. No, not like that.
From the Morphling's perspective, now he can blame the Pango.
Oh God.
You killed me.
That is the carry mentality. I mean, and we'll see what kind of a Roche timer this is. I think with the Morph respawning in 15, it should be okay.
You know what, Richie? I don't want to cut you off, but that's when Chemo has to come in and lay down the rules. You know, no, you don't get to blame the Pango. It's your fault. You want to man up and you want to hit the high ground. You have to have the balls to accept responsibility. You know, when you die.
Yeah, it's fair. You gotta cash the check, whether it's gonna drain your bank account or you're gonna, win the series. You can't have it both ways.
Is that what you always say in America? Cash the check.
Well, we're so little old-fashioned in America, right? So yeah, I'm writing checks on the daily.
Can you write me one?
I can. Well, no, because the problem is that they usually bounce. They're made out of rubber, They're not good. They're not good. Roche has respawned. Second Roche, Aegis, and Banner here ready to go. That is going to make the sieges look a little bit more convincing. Not only that Banner, but the BKB, which is about to be delivered here to Jed Baby. That will be a boon for them here in this upcoming Roche fight. We also have a 9-second BKB for Fiend, the Night Stalker. Full Guardian Reefs for the Witch Doctor. Nullifier on Pango. Good counter here to the Darks here in general. Roshan is roaring. He's being attacked by the Radiant. They have a lot of time to finish this Roche as well. It's not that fast, though, with only the Morphling in there. So it will give Kopite a little bit of time here to contest. Torrent goes poking into the pit. Won't quite catch the Morph here. Got this position as well.
Second time Richie burst the Morph.
Night Stalker. Oh, Bombi. He's been scouted. He showed, I think, and Dark Ascension quickly will pick him off.
Oh, there's a ward on the lane. That's why I saw it.
Yeah.
I was wondering how they saw you.
Smoke up here. IAP. Kopite still looking to try and poke and take this fight a little bit longer. Chucky, he's going to get caught. Snowball saved there to avoid a bit of damage. And actually, this Night Stalker, he's on top of the puck with the Rolling Thunder. It's damn good. Puck gets up the new Scepter, able to reset. Jed Baby's in there. He's in pretty deep, but with the BKB, more or less immune. On top of that Butterfly, Carlo has no way out as the Dream Coil fully ignored by the BKB of Morphling. He's on to Chucky now, who has no debuff immunity. He's getting jumped now by every single hero, and there's nothing his team can do to help him. Down he goes inside of the stolen Morph Shards. DCMG dying by himself underneath the tier 2 tower as Jed Baby and on the rest of IAP, they pick off a beautiful fight following Bombi's pickoff.
Yeah, that is probably the nail in the coffin now with the BKB out on the Morphling. It's like he's unkillable, he's gonna kill everything, you don't have ad games on your Dreamstroke, and yeah. There's like very little hope remaining, you can pray that you get to your axe, but in IAP's mind, it is not going to happen because you don't have time, Kopite, to farm it.
No, I don't think so. Not at this stage here. It's going to be at least the next fight without a bottom barracks. All IAP heroes still alive.
Roshan, wait for the next Dark Ascension and end the game. It's very straightforward. Oh, they're gonna try to make a last Hail Mary play here. Oh, he's going in. He's trying to steal it.
Oh, good effort. But once again, they find Bombi here. Roche isn't close to dead. They have no way to do anything. Bombi's bought back. They know that they've got to get something here and now. Unka's respawning here quite shortly. They have at least this outpost to TP to. Jed Baby, he is going to be forced out of the pit. Waveforms back in. BKB activated a bit early here in this fight. Paralyzing task actually on a DCMG. That actually might have condemned him. These ice shards here. He is completely trapped. Nowhere to go. And he's going to die even through the Crimson Guard buff. focusing down. Nice job there as Gone able to avoid the terrorize. Dead Baby on point here with these stolen ice shards, or the morphed ice shards more accurately.
I mean, he's already at a point where I don't want to say no way, but I don't want to eat my words, but it's pretty close to incurable, even if he doesn't have Aegis.
They've got to mess up the BKB pretty hard, basically, not to kill him.
Yeah, and he's gonna have like full vision because of the NS, so it's gonna be very hard to mess up. Okay, the last time he messed up because he was just arrogant, right? He was cocky, but after that, I think he probably already learned his lesson, and he's very unlikely to do that one more time. You know.
I agree. You know, you gotta let them make mistakes so they know not to make them in a more high pressure situation.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta be counting your lucky stars. You know, it didn't happen in a situation where you just lose the game right off it.
Ooh, this ought to be a kill down bottom. Then at least onto the Switch Doctor. It will actually, even with the Parasma, the Switch Doctor healing so much.
He still has his shot.
His voodoo switcheroo. Out he goes. Yep, not too effective here into a puck as one would expect. Throws out the cask, really making him work for it.
Richie.
Wow,
so much hard work.
Now he gets him eventually up top lane. Check this out. Willow looking to kick off a fight here onto Chucky. Chucky, who has received some nice buffs out from his squad. He's just a bit too speedy here for the Morphling to catch up to. Who doesn't have boots or wow.
All right, two
quick
supports
pick off there. That's not bad. And Jet Baby,
Morphling, but we can kill the supports.
He is so slow as well. He doesn't have a Manta or boots right now in the inventory, but he's got a BKB and a Daedalus, so he hits like a truck. He also maneuvers like one. Walrus is going to be out. Can they take him down? Back wall committed here. Where's the support for him? Nowhere to be found. He's forced to BKB. There's going to be the Rolling Thunder at last as the Morphling's still alive as he morphed into the puck to be able to escape this fight. Oh, good blink away. God, he's going to be able to avoid the counter initiation.
What is happening here? I mean, they should be in a position where they have full control, but they are leading kills. They're not together. They're not ready to make a move, even though they have Aegis on the Morphling. I mean, this is again, you know, sloppy. You know, they are just giving their opponents a little bit of a glimmer of a hope. You know, I think a moment ago, if you're Team Kopite, you're like being pretty hopeless, but now you see
thinking about Game 3.
Yeah, you see the light. You know, you were thinking about Game 3 like a couple of minutes ago. Now you're like, hey, maybe, just maybe. You know, we still have some chances here.
There's still 2 minutes on this Aegis, so it's still a scary period of time here. But it's daytime for the next minute. There's no Dark Ascension. They feel like, hey, maybe we can actually take down this Morph. Satanic ready to go now for Chucky. Extra durable in this fight with the ACs hitting hard. And Gone, eager to kick things off here. IAP this time looking a little bit more put together here as far as their positioning goes. Get up now, but it's going to be the Puck who kicks things off now. They're going to look for the Pango early to start this one off, and no chance to escape. Full to 0 there. Walrus punch really neutralizing him hard. Oh, they actually caught the Morphling. Morphling's got BKB. Aegis still again for another minute, but this Willow's TP'd away. They're leaving him for dead, Winter. IAP, they want nothing to do with this Morphling. They are just completely abandoning him. He gets off another waveform. Doesn't have TP for 6 more seconds. Still has that BKB though, but he's in some trouble. That's going to be the Aegis. Aegis is down. Beam, he's got Dark Ascension in 20 seconds, but he's kind of just watching here. He might just have to go on in. Walrus punch into the BKB for the control. Waveform away. Interceptor! The BKB didn't last long enough, and they even had the X marks for him, Winter. He's forced down to the low ground. It is just a turkey shootout here. They just beat the crap out of that Morphling.
They are really sloppy. They're not ready to make a move, you know. They have all the items. They have their ultimates up. They're not like ready to fight, you know. They got caught again, you know. I mean, credit to Kopite, you know. They were able to smoke over, place the ward. They see the Pango first, they initiate, and they took the fight. But you know, if you are watching from IP's point of view, all you can say is that they're just not ready, you know, for that fight. You know, they should be really expecting, because they don't see anyone on the map. You always have to be looking and seeing and trying to talk to your teammates. Oh, maybe they're coming. You know, we don't see anyone on the map. Just be ready, guys. They were clearly not ready. And yeah, sure, they have a unkillable morphing, but he is definitely killable when he's 1v5, you know.
Yeah. No, I mean, just totally rough the way that plays out for IAP.
Yeah, for a moment I thought he got out, you know, with when the Tusk actually punched very early, you know. I thought they had time to easily TP out.
That BKB duration down to 6 seconds means he is pretty vulnerable to these things. And again, without the Dark Ascension, without the Willow, without the Pango.
The game is definitely very different now. Because you're gonna have the Aghanim's usually up on Darkseer, so he can make his own morphling, and then once they get the Aghanims on Grimstroke, he's already halfway there, you know. I think once you get the Aghanims on the Grim, then the fights are going to be totally different, you know. You have to kill the Grimstroke.
Only Thunder. Oh, they're going to catch Gon here, getting a little bit aggressive, getting greedy for that Wisdom Shrine. Snowball save is in time, though. That's huge. BKBs are going to get a chance to get off, trying to TP away here. Oh, he actually escapes? No way. He's going to live? That's amazing. Gon here. He's still ticking down to this Maldic a little bit, so he's unable to actually get a further blink away. Oh, they don't have another surge here for a few more seconds, but enough space is created there thanks to the Yule Scepter on the Night Stalker. Gon able to get away with it here.
This is when you buy a plate of nice and warm Mang Inasal, you know, for your Tusk. That's such a bro move, you know. BKB goes in, Snowball to save him.
Yeah, looks beautiful. Looks really, really good, honestly. And Carlo, especially with this new tier 4 at this Outworld staff, he gets to make a lot of these moves, right? He gets to be
that's one of my favorite neutrals right now. I love getting that item.
Yeah,
like people don't expect it, you know, because it's still a relatively new thing. So people like try to kill you and then, oh wait, what? Where did he go? You know?
Yeah, so random. And he's also gone for the quickened enchantment, right? So he's got this evasion, he's got that movement speed just to really maneuver around in these fights to make sure he's able to get anywhere. This Willow is starting to power up, though, we should say, right? She got this Dezun blood, right? So I think her brambles are really big now. Is that how that works? Terrorize AoE, Scythe of Ice. I mean, she's farmed.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure how it works with the brambles. Like, does it make the bramble go like the proc area bigger, or it's just?
Yeah, it looks like she makes a 500 AoE maze, so maybe the AoE gets spread out. Maybe it's bad, because then the brambles are more spread. But if they're bigger, I guess it's the same.
I don't know.
Shard, as the Tormentor falls down bottom. Carlo's going to have that nice extended ice shards. But I think our next engagement is going to be around Roche here. And like you said, Winter, we have that Walrus Punch ready. We might actually get, I don't know, they're not really prioritizing farm on Bombi. I'd love to see him get this Axe.
The Axe is going to be ready soon. Like, if he has to, he's just going to sell his wand. Yeah.
He should at this point. Smoke play now. IAP, they're going to go looking down bottom, where the puck is not going to play too aggressively. Very good. Map read. In fact, rather defensively. Wait a second, how did he end up with a Roshan banner? IAP must have left that in the pit, I suppose, last time they took Roche.
There's only one way to find out. Watch the replay.
Watch the replay. The only thing that can be done. 150 gold away from this Grimstroke Ag. The Night Stalker opening up the fight. They found Bombi again. Oh, he's in a lot of trouble, but they actually can't finish him off. That's because the puck throwing himself in the middle of the fight. In goes Yona now, trying to at least catch someone back here, but the Rolling Thunder not very well utilized. Where's this Morphling in this fight? There he is, finally showing enough. Torrent, though, good for this kill onto the Witch Doctor. Both supports for IAP already dead, as in goes another Rolling Thunder, thanks to the Refresher Shard, or Refresher Orb, pardon me. Jet Baby gets on top of it and dismantles the Darkseer, but doesn't waveform down to the low ground. It's okay, though. He's morphed into a puck. He's got all that repositioning. However, the fight extends into phase 2 now, as this Night Stalker back into a Daywalker. Dark Ascension has ended, and Carlo, he's giving chase, trying to TP behind the tree, but he is caught. Quick snowball here. It's got this Walrus Punch ready, but it is going to be a 3-for-1 trade. I am shocked, Winter, shocked they did not kill the Grimstroke to start that fight.
I mean, their coordination is really bad, you know. Being on the high ground, they should be taking that fight easily, but they couldn't kill the Grimstroke, and now Grimstroke has Aghanim. Morphling is... Well, I feel like he's gonna be getting his own team, you know, in the next fight.
Ooh, almost getting that kill back onto the puck. Oh gosh, puck players, man, a different breed. He jumps in again. The self-fuels to apply the debuff. This should be the kill. Indeed it is. Carlo's going to go ahead and yoink it with the ice shards, but a very nice pick off here. That will all but guarantee Roche, who has spawned down bottom with an Aegis, with the cheese, with a refresher shard.
Puck players, you know. SCA, they are kind of wait for that.
Bombi? Ooh. Big pick off there. He's in the river trying to set his team up for Roshan.
He got his axe. He's happy. He's chilling.
Yeah. So you can buy back, actually. He's got the money for buyback as well.
No. He's not going to buy back.
He's not going to buy.
Not this time.
I don't think IAP are going to force the fight here, but...
But the game has truly turned around. When I thought it was vanilla in the talking at some point, and Morphin just kind of destroyed everyone.
Right. I mean, Chucky's like 7 slotted already. He's got Radiance in the backpack, for Christ's sake. He takes his Aegis as well. Yeah, so Boots in the backpack. Cheese over on our Darkseer. Does have one greater healing Lotus. We got any Lotuses in pools? No block of cheese. Not very likely.
Always talking about cheeses. It's the Richie. Early in the morning in Malaysia. Thinking of your cheese already.
What can I say? I'm from the Midwest, okay? We've got a lot of good cheese there. Cheese curds, cheese burgers.
We have a cheese splatter every now and then.
Yeah, charcuterie. I cheese my opponents by picking off meta picks, you know? A cannon rush.
I have to interview your friends, right? The group of people that play with you all the time. How the cheese picks are working out for them.
Well, you know.
You know what they say about the cheese picks? You're the only one having fun, you know?
Okay. Well, I write them checks, you know. They'll say only good things.
What about mine? You said mine doesn't work.
Well, they bounce here, you know. They don't work over on this side of the world. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Don't play now. I mean, they're big though. This team, Kopite, I think they are gearing up for one final push. You can see Chucky. I don't know if it's going to be, you know, over an SA. We saw like the double Divine Rapier Whisperer, you know, kind of Kunkka. He's playing it a little bit safer. I will say that he's got a Demon Edge in the quick buy. Does he have a relic somewhere? He didn't. I don't think so.
It's in the Radiance.
You can disassemble Radiance. That's right. That's right.
I'm sorry to remind you. So please, you know, don't say I'm old, I'm forgetful. You know, you're the young person.
I'm
you're
old, dude. For the longest time, Radiance, you know, always had a recipe, right? So you couldn't disassemble.
Dude, that was a million years ago.
What are you talking about? That was like yesterday. It was like last week.
No, that was during the Ice Age.
Don't call me old. I don't like it. There's that dark portrait illusion.
You can call me old. I like it.
Dude, look at this dark portrait illusion. Holy moly.
And maturity.
Look at this thing. Oh my gosh. Look at it. That's the hero. Just keep doing that. Jed Baby, he can't send out his mantle illusions to push waves. He's just going to lose towers.
Good luck. Yeah, good luck basically doing that.
Yeah, seriously. IBEX situation is overall looking very good, by the way, for both teams at the moment.
The game show is just waiting to be a copy machine, you know? He's gonna get another one. He gets a tower.
There it is. Yep.
I mean, at this point, I think Jet Baby should just hide it.
Yeah.
or maybe get a Lincoln's or something.
Or get a Lincoln's. But what does he replace then? The Manta?
I mean, we don't replace anything. You just backpack.
Hold on. What? Hold on. How have you ended up this far out? There's not even a Walrus kick. Yule Scepter's going to catch out the Night Stalker. And the damage to the Pango. He's still alive. Another jump forward. Down he goes. They will finish him off. They did get on top of Bombi, but in comes the supporting staff for him. Bombi's still going to die, but he buys back. They've got the outpost, so he's trying to get back into this fight. Chucky doing a phenomenal job at holding back the rest of the team. That's going to leave Fiend completely isolated here. Another Yule Scepter. He's constantly airborne as he's finished off. But in goes Jet Baby. They have a silence. There's going to be another Dark Portrait on top of him as well. And he's morphed into this puck. He's going to get back into the high ground safely. The same could not be said, though, of the rest of his team, as down goes the Witch Doctor. He did not have buyback. He didn't buy. Look at this illusion, dude. Oh my goodness.
10 seconds, they'll have another Dark Portrait.
That's right. Jet Baby. He's TP'd. He's TP'd. He's actually murdering Chucky. Oh, beautiful job there. Satanic was used. This Kunka's coming back without a BKB or Satanic, but he's got a snowball to get him off of the high ground. And a nice poke there by God to make sure no one else could actually interrupt this retreat. Wind Waker online for Carlo. That's crazy. He is so tanky. And Chucky, he's back up at the high ground. Satanic ready in 5 more seconds. No Night Stalker, no Witch Doctor. In they go. This Rolling Thunder trying to do as much as they can. Pretty good control overall onto 2 as the Night Stalker's bought back. He's in onto Bombi. Jet Baby, though, he's already spawned in his illusion, but he's doing good work. Down goes Carlo. Down goes Bombi for the second time. But they've lost Gan. And this illusion, look at the damage. Oh, Chucky, down he goes in the illusions. They still take down Jet Baby. Anya's just got too much damage.
Oh my god. The Darkseer and Grimstroke, they are the counters. They just copy the Morphling. When someone does a good job in their homework, just copy them.
That's true. That's true. Night Stalker did 2,400 damage to Grimstroke. Yeah, how about this? Morphling did 6,000 damage to Morphling. How about that for a stat?
So it counts as the Morphling damage?
I don't know. It doesn't show up in the
show
team.
On the other
it doesn't show up in this recap, but if you check the death summary, it says that Morphling did 6,000 damage to Morphling, or he did 6,000 damage. Which must be his own illusions. I can't imagine, it's not like he's got Satanic. Yeah, no, I know, it never works. There it is. Yeah, see, you can see he took 6,000 damage from illusions. But this is it. Negatives here are at threat. The Morphling does have a buyback. Very good snowball here to pull him out of the... Oh, no, actually, good timing there. Good positioning here on the Rolling Thunder. They don't have a second, though. Refresher still on cooldown. Nullifier is a thing of beauty as they get off another vacuum, but they take down the Darkseer. Khan still jumping around in this fight. They want to hold on to this buyback of this Morphling very badly. Will they be able to do so? Terrorize is good to interrupt. Gone here for a moment. Right into... No, actually, the Curse Crown's not going to pop. Another jump in from this puck. He's in silence here onto 2. As you can see, Yona trying to focus out of this touch, but the Wind Waker's going to bail him out. Oh, my God. And this puck the entire time just back to full HP, able to TP out to safety. So annoying, this hero, man. But IAP, they live to fight another day, Winter.
Yep.
They do.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is an SEA puck for you. The annoying, mischievous fairy dragon dancing, doing Pilates in front of your face, and going home. More of tangoing, I guess, not Pilates.
Yeah, not quite Pilates. Pilates is honestly pretty chill in general, but that was pretty aggressive. My goodness, did you know that we've been in this game for 54 minutes? Hasn't really felt that long. I have to admit.
Time flies when I'm with you.
I agree. And oh, Chucky, by the way, he's disassembled the Radiance, and he has a locked relic in the inventory. So that is an emergency divine rapier at a moment's notice.
Getting ready for the right moment. One swing to rule them all or end them all.
Very true. Very true.
At the right moment. Are we gonna see it? A vacuum into a divine rapier hit.
Oh,
and everyone dies.
That'd be sick.
And a Daedalus proc as well.
Yeah, that would be sick. I wouldn't mind seeing that, honestly. I mean, he's critting for about 1,400 now. That'll be a one hefty swing. What's this Tidebringer Cleave talent? Oof. Yeah, he's...
Yeah, actually I also forgot to mention, in the last fight, the Pango died to the talent from Puck. Puck had the 25 talent already. That's why I remember he got caught first, and then it seemed like he was going to escape, and then he died to the coil doing roll.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, very good point.
It's going to be very hard for the Pango to play the team fights now. Very, very difficult.
Yeah, these talents. Jet Baby also went for the strength talent at 25, which means he's got less waveforms to play with. I know, like, the cooldown talent is not as strong. It used to be like -6 seconds. That was way better on morphs. So I'm wondering if this is just normal now. But I used to see the waveform a lot.
I'm quite surprised that he didn't go for the cooldown. Yeah, because he needs to be mobile in the team fights. He needs to be able to move around. The strength, it feels like it's not going to really save him, you know, if he's caught, say, in like the Darkseer wall and then there's a Dark Portrait, you know, so it feels like he needs the waveform cooldown more, you know, he needs to be fluid, he needs to run around in the team fights. Like the strength doesn't feel like it's gonna help him a lot if he's getting chain CC, you know.
Exactly. Well, not to mention it makes his own illusion stronger too, right?
Yeah, in a way. You could say that too.
You can't already, like, you can't Dagon the Dark Portrait illusion, right?
No,
That's the problem.
you can't. It's a strong illusion.
Gotta kill it. You gotta kill it the old-fashioned way. Here we go, though.
You gotta right click. You gotta work for it, Richie.
No shortcuts. No shortcuts here. Integra queued up here by Chuck P. I think we're moments away from the Divine Rapier being built up. Really good initiation from Gon. He does buy his team precious moments here. But Chucky, he's actually isolated by these ice shards. Caught. He's forced to try and fight through this one. Out comes the illusions now. They're beating into this warframe. Chucky, thanks to at least the Crimson still alive. No, he is taken down. Oh, but the illusions. Jed Baby gets away from away. He's silenced. They're giving chase. Gon doesn't get the damage. He is morphing into his strength. A Walrus Punch trying to take him down, trying to let the Dark Portrait illusion take him down, and he'll do so. Bombi rewarded with the double kill, but an instant buyback out from the IAP cores. It's do or die time now, as they are down 1-0. They were winning this game. One step up to the high ground with a Morphling without BKB, and all of a sudden we're here. It seems like 30 minutes later, Winter. A buyback from Chucky with the Divine Rapier now assembled. It is go time. Shard. They got another Dark Portrait illusion onto Jed Baby. They snap the coil. He does actually invisible. The Glimmer Cape is going to be enough to save him. The different fortification now used to try and save these barracks a moment longer, but it's a 4 versus 5 at best. And that illusion makes very quick work here of the entire base.
Dark Portrait has done his job.
That's the Megas. Scythe of Ice here on the Darkseer. Throne is exposed. Darkseer looking for a normal punch. He's going to be cut off here, though, and killed. Does have buyback. Will use that immediately. Oh, no. But they got it again. Another Portrait illusion with the Walrus Punch on top. Jed Baby fighting through this one with the Satanic Active. It's not looking too poorly here, actually. The rest of the team is starting to suffer. Out comes at least the Witch Doctor Deathward for some pretty good damage now. They're just tanking it. A dieback here for Carlo. He's down for a long time as the BKB from Jed Baby allows him to jump forward. I think that's the illusions that take down the Witch Doctor, and look at the work they're doing onto this Pango as well. Oh, it's just too much. Gon jumps in, finishes off the Pangolier. Now it is a 3 versus 4. Oh my god. Oh, Chucky.
You got one shot.
Coolly threw me one shot. The Willow. That's the Divine Rapier. That's what we were looking to see. A refresh here out from, who was that? The Puck? It was the Puck. No, it wasn't. Was it? It was the Morph. Yeah, it's in his backpack.
Oh no, it wasn't him. So it must have been him. But who else in the refresher?
He's got BKB ready, he's got Satanic ready, and he's gonna need to defend here. A normal punch. Look at the damage it's doing into the BKB. They're trying to focus down on the Darkseer, who's bought back, but that coil pierces spell immunity talent holding back the Night Stalker. His BKB's ended. He's back into a Daywalker, and Bobby's returned. Another Dark Portrait illusion spawned in. It's focusing onto the throne now, Winter. A normal punch onto the 2 of them as well. But this game, it is over. Kopite, they will win in 2. What a comeback here in this second map. Phenomenally played. Look at him, man. Chucky's laughing. Bombi saying easy peasy. He's got his knees in his shirt, man. He was chilling all game. He is so cozy.
Yeah, what a comeback there by Team Kopite, you know. So they won